Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iagino. So what's going on with Bitcoin? Finally broke out of our range to the downside, so stepping back. We actually dipped below our 77.29. If you look over here to the left, there's some prior support here right around where it is. Couldn't get down to our next level. We have a very aggressive double bottom potentially forming. Looking at this on the 1 hour chart, you can see it a lot better right here. It would need a close above 78.39, and it is going against the hourly rotation zone and against a 4 hour rotation zone. So this is a very aggressive trade, and it is not triggered yet, and it can still rotate down again and form a triple bottom. Just pointing it out in case it does get above 78.39. 79.12 would be move up to stop. 79.53 first profit, 79.95 second profit. Let's shift back to this 4 hour chart though, which is our main chart focus. What I'm going to do now is shift this one down just to see if we do break lower. Keep in mind there's some minor support just below here, but I want to get the next levels for everybody so they have them in case this does head lower. 75.60 and 74.55 to 74.72 are the next major levels down. This 75.60 is right where this prior resistance could become support. And again, these levels are where we'll be watching for potential reversal trades, just like this double bottom or potential double bottom that does not trigger yet. Also, if this does run up, look, the stop reduction is right where the 8 is on the 4 hour. So this could theoretically even rally back here, trigger just to a stop reduction. That's why it's a very aggressive trade, and then move back down. And if it went to full targets, it would be just within the 4 hour rotation zone and just bouncing back to test some prior support, becoming resistance. So again, not much else to look at besides the potential lower levels. Let's check in on the daily chart though. So now this next 75.60, look at that also, right where the 21 bottom of the rotation zone is. So that's going to be a very key level. Should we hit lower, I would not ignore that level, especially for watching for a potential reversal trade setup, because then that would be, we'd run up when we're working off some of the overbought condition, and that could be a good area if this double does not trigger. Now, if we do break below of this 74.55 area, next area we'll be watching is the bottom of this prior support and the rising 50, 72.77. So that's what we're looking for in Bitcoin. Checking in on Ethereum. Ethereum also breaking down, breaking out of its congestion, coming down, retesting the 8 EMA, then selling off, actually tanking through our levels. We had to drop down to a lower time frame, and I'll show you what we did just to come up with some next potential levels to watch for a reversal pattern. So moving down there, hitting below the 75% retracement, then bouncing and closing just above our key level. I'm going to move this down now, so we'll look for the major levels. I'll show you how we got those minor levels using the 1 hour chart also. Now, we also talked about we did not want to see a close below the 62.5, which we've clearly have now. So I'm expecting lower prices in Ethereum. There's not a lot of strength. Yes, we can still see rallies, but rallies, unless there's a super aggressive bottoming pattern, there's nothing to do but take our hands off and wait for the lower prices and better setups lower. Now, let me go to 1 hour first and show you just how we got those levels. So when it tanked through our levels, we used the most recent swing down. We got this nice pausing bar, which gave us the next 428 level, and we just dipped below there to a 427.40 and then rallied back to the 8 and now have turned back down. If we do rally based off the 1 hour chart, major resistance coming in about 438 with the top of the declining rotation zone. And remember, higher time frames have more weight than lower time frames. Now the 8's coming in. The 8 right now is 441, but it's going to keep dropping. So watch as that drops at 438 for any rally, because that's going to be a very key area. And if you look to the left, that's where some spike lows were. So that's, again, support becoming resistance. If we did rally a bit more, I'd be watching for a return to about the 446 area. We have this spike low, and the prior GAN level. So that'd be the area I'd be watching for on a rally. So if you did any aggressive buying down here, which would be super aggressive based off what we think, definitely move up your stops at these key levels, because again, we don't have any bottoming pattern in Ethereum yet, and we've gone below key levels. And look at this, we have not been able to sustain much of a rally Oh, and everybody, if you see other videos out there or people doing technical analysis calling this a head and shoulders pattern, it is not. A head and shoulders is a reversal pattern. Yes, this theoretically has a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, and an neckline, but it's not reversing a move. So you can't use it to properly project prices where people get messed up. This is a reversal pattern, but it's not reversing a move, so it's not a valid head and shoulder. So just ignore, they don't know what they're talking about if you do see people talking about that kind of stuff. So we can't use that for further down price projections. So what we could do is, what we would do, since we don't have a head and shoulders, is we turn this into a reverse scan box. Let me get my levels up here and correct this. So we'd be using a reverse scan box from this high back to these prior lows, and then that would give us our next levels down, our next really minor levels down. So if we break to new lows below 404.99, essentially 405, we'd be looking for 391, then 377.41. Just another tip for you. Hope you enjoy our videos. We'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.